are a thing. They've been going on for 83 years. I'm kind of, joining a bigger apparatus. So it's gonna be, pretty familiar in some ways. I think it'll be fun. I mean, they're allowing us to be relaxed, or they're not, stretching us into some mold that we don't fit. So I think it'll be fun. I guess that's no secret. It is odd. I don't have a seat. I've given my seat as a nominee to one of my family members. The whole family's coming out. So I will be backstage, hanging out with the crew. So it'll be a special little shot.
Right back here. So you've been in big budget movies like Iron Man, and now you did some independent films. Do you think there's a difference, except for a fee, in acting in independent movies opposed to big budget movies?
Is there a difference in the acting?
Yeah, is there a difference in people free in an independent movie?
No, it's a funny thing. As some people in this tent might know, I just did some different arcs on General Hospital, the soap opera. And when I did that, before I did that, I thought, oh, am I going to have to act differently? Am I going to have to act like a soap opera? Or what, a soap opera actor? What does that even mean? And then when I got there, I realized, no, I don't have to act any differently. That my job is to act as realistically in the parameters of this world, act as realistically in that as possible. And because the writing's different, because the way they shoot it's different, the lighting's different, the makeup, the characters, and all the dynamics and all that are different, you change. But the acting at its core is kind of the same, whether you're on a soap opera, on an independent film, or on a super large budget film. It's just that the world and the context around you changes, and you have to act. Each movie or project has its own reality, and so that'll change you slightly, but the basics are the same.
You've been directing several shorts, Dark Sale, for example. Your experience as a director changed your way of acting? Changed your acting process?
Yeah, when I first started acting, I thought I didn't want to know, or maybe I was taught or whatever, but I didn't want to know about the technical side. It was always about make the emotions genuine, really living it, really believing it. And I still believe that way, and hopefully that way of working has been ingrained in me, so that performances are emotionally honest, if that's what they demand. But I do see movies as for the collaborative art form that they are now, and so I know that there are. Yes, the actors should be living, realistically and acting realistically, but there's cameras and there's lighting and there's blocking and there's all these other considerations, and so instead of trying to ignore all that, I try to work with all that. You live there? Oh, which street? Which one?
Yeah, so and I noticed your mom is a big inspiration for you. So if you're working on documentaries about your mom,
yeah. About that documentary? My mother is she's been a children's book author for decades now. She has over, I think, 40 titles, maybe even more than that. And she recently has started writing and publishing young adult fiction. And her first young adult novel is called Metamorphosis, which is a loose retelling of Ovid's Metamorphosis in a contemporary high school setting. Which is also very strange because at the same time I was writing a book with teenage characters. So, nothing against my mom, but I didn't want to read her book while I was writing my book. And so I haven't read the full thing. There's a poetry class in the book, and they read, and she includes some of the characters' poetry. So I read the poetry sections for the audiobook. Now she has adapted the book into a stage play that she's putting on at the Palo Alto Theater. And by some other crazy coincidence, or maybe we're just in sync because we're related, I have also been interested in capturing young people in the theater, and I'm working on a project at Yale using a live stage play, but also digital technology and cameras and projections in different ways, and capturing that experience in a new way. So I just thought, well, my mom's, doing it too, so why fight it? So we're making a documentary about the process of putting on that play.
Thank you very much.
Is that it? All right, thank you very much.